I'm back again with more progress. This time not just on the game but also on something else, which you'll see later on in the video. Starting off exactly the same as previous episode, I don't have a logo for the game yet. But that's alright, all things in due time. In the previous episode I mentioned that I wanted to make more obstacles to give me more building blocks when designing a level. This will of course add variety to the game, which benefits the player. So the first thing I made are jump pads, or as we decided to call them in the Discord server, magical Wooshiewoosh jump pads. By the way, I don't think I've ever mentioned the Discord server before, even though I probably should have. It's called Starry Atlas and it's a great place for game devs, musicians, artists, writers and anyone else who's interested to create, share, advertise and learn. We're currently sitting at 4,700 members and it would be awesome if some of you were to join us so we can hit that 5,000 member milestone. I'll leave a link down in the description, so come check it out. While you're down there, it would be much appreciated if you were to leave a like to show that you liked the video, comment for the almighty YouTube algorithm, and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this kind of content. Now then, back to the building blocks I made for this episode. Those magical Wooshiewoosh jump pads started out as full pixel art pieces, but I soon realized that it would look much better and more natural if I were to add particles floating up from the platform. When the player steps or jumps on the platform, he's boosted upwards, further than he'd be able to jump or double jump. As the keen-eyed among you may have been able to see, when you jump on a jump pad, there's a little explosion of particles, which adds some visual feedback for the player. Making those particles work was kinda tricky, since it didn't seem to be possible to activate the particle system again while it's still playing the previous trigger. Instead, I added 3 more duplicates of the original particle system. A behind-the-scenes counter keeps track of which particle system is next in line. This way, there's always one ready to make the explosion when the player steps on the jump pad. Of course, a little bit of vertical camera shake for that extra bit of oomph is always a welcome addition. After the jump pads, I made something that's so much fun there's 2 whole games dedicated to just them. Portals. It's simple. The cake is a lie. It's simple. You jump into one portal and you get out of the other one. Once again I used the pixel art base with some particles to finish the look. And once again I used 4 duplicate particle systems to create that little explosion of particles when you use the portal. With these 2 new mechanics in place, of course I need a room to test them out. In the meantime, you know my process for that. First, we draw the room on paper. Then we draw it out into the game. And finally, we make some adjustments after playtesting. The big empty space you see in the middle of the level will probably hold a collectible of sorts, and grabbing it will be an optional but fun challenge. Finally, I've added a mechanic which will really force the player to think and plan out their moves. These tricky platforms have an on and off state. They can only be stepped on if it's on, because when it's off, the player will fall right through. Whenever the player is on the ground and he jumps, the state of the platform switches. Now, with every jump, the platforms that the player can actually stand on are different. Now there's a tricky situation. These switching platforms need a testing room as well, so let's make one. This would most likely be an introductory room for these platforms, where the player can safely learn their functionality without having too much to fear. Now that we've made some progress on the game, there's something important I'll need to take care of as well. That important thing would be the website. For now it's a simple page on strangelake.com, but it's there now. I'll have it feature the latest devlog, update it with screenshots from time to time, and I've got a rough outline of a roadmap in there. I'll put a link in the description so you can go check it out. For the next video, I'll try to add even more platforming building blocks and once again design more rooms. If you want to know the other things I'm going to do for the next video, you should definitely subscribe. You could also leave a comment with what mechanics you'd want to see, and maybe it'll make it into the game. For now though, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next one.